Under the devolution program in Zimbabwe, provinces can leverage their unique resources and strengths in order to drive economic development. Welcome to Economic Forum, a program where we discuss various issues affecting our economy in Zimbabwe. My name is John Masubu, and we are going to be discussing provincial economies as we've already done in some of the episodes that you've watched. And we are delighted today to be hosting the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution in Mashonaland West, and that's Honorable Marian Chombo. We welcome you, Honorable.
Thank you very much, and I feel honored to showcase my province, Mashonaland West. Thank you.
When we talk of Mashonaland West, which areas are we talking about so that as we discuss, the context is quite clear?
When you say we talk of Mashonaland West, you're talking of a province. That's the second largest province, second to Matabeleland North, and it's in the northwest, and it is the gateway to Northwest Block, and it has a population of about 1.9 million, and it's about 57,000.4 square kilometers. It has a capital city, which is Chinhoyi, and it's also a capital hub, and it has 22 constituencies, 7 administrative districts, Urungwe being the largest. We have Zvimba, we have Chegutu, we have Makonde, we have Mondorongezi, we have Sanyati, and the well-known Kariba.
So if you could just tell us about your plan for this province, especially the economic development plan.
The economy of Mashonaland West is agrarian, so it's agriculture mainly, which is about 17% contribution to the provincial GDP. And when we talk of agriculture, we talk of wheat, tobacco, soybeans, and also we go to mining, which is about 26% contribution to the provincial GDP. And when we talk of mining, we talk of gold, we talk of platinum, we talk of chrome, and we have about 63 minerals exploited, and most of them have not yet been exploited. We pride ourselves of being the power producer of Zimbabwe. We have the farmhouse Kariba Dam. Of course, we had El Nino last year where our levels are low, but for us to make sure that we remain the power hub of Zimbabwe, we have investors to make sure they come and augment the power through solar. I was visiting one of the solar plants which is about to be commissioned by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Edim Nangagwa. They have 25 megawatts coming online, and also we have Zim plants coming up with, they're just waiting for it to be commissioned also, 35 megawatts. And we also have tourism. Those are the areas that I'm trying to make sure that I harness to make sure that Mashonaland West remain the competitive, the much best as we call it. So I talk of tourism. We have the famous Kariba with the Nyami Nyami. Whenever you go to Kariba, you don't leave Kariba without the famous Nyami Nyami stick. And that's the biggest man-made lake in Africa. We also have the Matusadona, where everybody who is into wildlife, they all want to go and visit Matusadona. So my job here is to make sure that within the economic development plan, I harness all those opportunities within my province and make sure that everybody benefits. When we talk of the devolution agenda, you know, I'm Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution. So I have to make sure that everything that I do within the province has been devolved to the lowest person on the ground. That is at the village level, the ward level. So what do I have to do? I have, you already know, the president always talks about leaving no one and no place behind. So it means within my economic development plan, I have to make sure that it's inclusive. No one should be left behind. I have to make sure that I create enough safety nets to make sure that the vulnerable and so forth, they also benefit, the women, the youth, and so forth. When I talk of Mashonaland West as the gateway to the northern block, we talk of it from Bad Bridge to Chirundu. So I have to make sure that I improve the road network. We have 5 contractors who have been contracted to make sure they go on the ground to work on that road network. So in my economic development plan, I have to make sure that I have all that within the plans. And also, as I said, it's a mining and agriculture economy. I have to make sure that I have enough programs to make sure I support the farmers, develop the irrigation network system. When you talk of the gold delivered to Fidelity, most of that gold, I think about 60 or 70%, comes from the artisanal miners. So in my economic development plan, I have to make sure that I incorporate and try to formalize that kind of sector, because we have to make sure that these people are taken care of. They have to be taught business sense and make sure that we try as much as we can to formalize them.
That's a very comprehensive economic development plan that you have outlined, and also how you are involving different people within your province to benefit. As we say, no one should be left behind. That's Honorable Marian Chombo. She is the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution in Mashonaland West. And we'll continue with this very interesting discussion in the second segment of Economic Forum. We are now in the second segment of Economic Forum, where today we are discussing with the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution in Mashonaland West. Now, having outlined your economic blueprint of 2023, which you then revised in 2024, you are on record as having said that those organizations or those companies which are already in your province should also contribute a lot towards investment opportunities. They should continue to invest in the province. Let's now look at the investment opportunities and the benefits to the people in Mashonaland West province. That maybe we can conclude it could be the best if we listen to you.
Investment is one of the key objectives of me being in Mashonaland West. We are measured on growing the provincial GDP. And how do I grow that? I grow that through investors. And the number one investor that we identified was the diaspora. If you look at the diaspora contribution to the government, they contribute, I think by June it was almost about 900 million, which is almost close to 1 billion. And if you look back, I think about 3-4 years, the economy of Zimbabwe was 1 billion. So we are saying the diasporians contribute almost within 12 months, 2 billion. And that's a big chunk. As the provincial minister of Mashonaland West, I looked at the diasporians who are from my province. I went to the UK with the aim of making sure that I try to attract the diasporians to come and invest back home. And I got a resounding response in the UK. And what was I telling them? I told them about the land opportunities. As I told you, Mash West is an agrarian. The land opportunities and the opportunities in agriculture. You know, we have about 10,000 dams within Zimbabwe. And yet, when we look at the El Nino effect, we're not supposed to suffer that. If we had all the infrastructure around the dams well developed. So I told them that there are opportunities for you to come and help develop the agriculture sector. So we are saying we have the program where we have a joint venture, be it A1s with 6 hectares or A2 large-scale farms. We have that program. Fair and fine, we finished that one. The other investment opportunities in infrastructure itself. We have people who want investment into the road network. As I told you that we are the gateway to the Northern Bloc. And when I talk of the Northern Bloc, by the way, I'm talking of the SADC. The 16 countries, Angola, Mozambique, Tanzania, Malawi. So when you talk of the market, we are not looking at the 1.9 million market, which is in Mash West. We are talking of the the diaspora, the DRC market, and all that. So we are saying the road network, that infrastructure, the bridges. When I did my study for Mashonaland West, I identified Kariba as one of the areas that needs more investment, be it in schools, be it in clinics, be it in everything. We have opportunities for them. We talk of I said we are the energy power for Zimbabwe. We have all these areas. We have now floating solar that we are introducing that come to Kariba. We have the waters, we have the Dawendel, where you can come and introduce floating solar and to augment the power that is being generated.
You have just talked about solar and so forth. And the other day we were watching you visiting a station in Nyabira, where there is a huge project there. How is it coming into all this that you are talking about?
Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. And vene vayo ndo vandakaenda kunotsvaga kupi in the diaspora. And there are others here in Zimbabwe. I went to the central grid, that's Nyabira. The investment in that project is locally, which is a pride. Nika, we go again, Nika inovakwa nevene vayo. One of the owner contributed about 44%, and one of them I'm proud to mention, it's NASA. NASA, we are crying with my investment, my pensioners, here they are investing in something tangible, which we know is really going to be there. Their investment is safe. So you can see that locally, we can, if we mobilize the resources, we can build our Zimbabwe the way we want it.
Is the local populace benefiting from that, or it ends up mainly benefiting those who are coming to invest from the diaspora and the money is taken there? Because we're talking about devolution here, which is supposed to uplift the lives of people in the province. Just very briefly, how are they benefiting from these investments?
When you talk of devolution, I left out some other points. I am supposed to involve the community, the grassroots, being the major stakeholders. And when any project comes in the area, first and foremost, employment. I have to make the benefit for employment, especially the youth and the women and the children of war veterans, and any other outsourcing of work that's going to be done. First, they have to make sure that they outsource within the area. So definitely, when I was there, right now they are pumping their energy into the national grid. So I suggested that they also have mini grids so that it benefits, that power benefits the locality. Nyabira, as you know, Nyabira is next to the new city. So it has to be one of the biggest cities which is self-contained. So definitely devolution is at play within central grid. Nyabira.
That's Minister Marian Chombo. She's the Minister of State in charge of Provincial Affairs and Devolution in Mashonaland West. We are discussing the provincial economy of that province and how devolution is at play in order for the citizens there to benefit and also benefit the whole of Zimbabwe. So join us in the third and final segment of Economic Forum. Well, in today's program, we've been talking a lot about a province that is known for tourist attractions like Kariba, Bumi Hills, Manapools, Matusadona, and many others, and other issues to do with mining, agriculture, and so forth. And we still have the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, the Honorable Marian Chombo, who has been telling us about all the best things that are done in the province. We're talking about, the gateway into other SADC countries, but you also have something you're doing with COMESA. What is it with regards to economic zones?
When SADC and COMESA sat down, they are trying to find a place where it's easily accessible for investors and also for traders. And they identified Zimbabwe as one of the places that is that is a conducive environment. And they came to me, there was a team that visited my office. They wanted me to identify at least about 5 sites whereby we could have what we call dry ports, or they are like economic zones. We identified 5 areas, that is in Makuti, there is a Makuti dry port, and we identified another one in Magunje. And why in Magunje? Magunje is in the biggest district, which is Urungwe. In agriculture is more in that area. And for your own information, all the tobacco produced in Zimbabwe, 1/3 comes from Urungwe, 30% of it. And we identified Lionsdale. Why Lionsdale? Because it is a railway network. And also Banket. Banket, most of the cereals are grown there. So we identified all those areas, and they are all along the Beitbridge Rund Road gateway to the north. And also, I forgot to tell you about the Kore village. We pride ourselves, especially Mashona and West, of being the vanguard of culture. We have what we call Kore village. You know, the First Lady has been going around the province, trying to make sure that she reminds people of how important our cultures. So in Mashona, we have what we call Kore village. It still needs some development. So we are saying investors come and invest there.
Where is the Kore village?
It's in Makonde village. It's Makonde towards just outside Chinoi, towards Karoi. And I had forgotten to tell you, Chimurenga was in Chinoi. We have what we call exactly. So that we have to make sure that we preserve that area as one of the biggest monuments. So we want investors to come in and make sure they help us. And in Mashona and the West, we have 2 airports. You know, Charles Springs here is an airport in Mashona and West. We need, with the new city, we want that Charles Springs to grow. We are looking for more land to make sure that we make it maybe an international airport. And we have another airport in Kariba. Big airplanes are not landing because the runway needs to be improved. So there are chances for you to come and invest.
Let's talk about the community share ownership trust, because you are exemplary in Mashona and West End, and I think their leaves, not even a leaf only, to borrow from you.
Thank you very much. We are very lucky as Mashona and West. We have one of the biggest mining giants, that's Zimplans. With Zimplans, when it came, it put up the best road network within the shortest period of time. It's about 70 kilometers from Tenov Ngezi to Ngezi. They have the best share ownership trust, which the whole province is benefiting from. You know, most of these investors, when they come, we say, what are you doing as a corporate social responsibility? They fall short. But this one, I'm saying every company that comes, this is an example what all the investing companies should do. So I say everybody come and copy from us in Mashona and West, the project, the program that's being run under Zimplans flagship.
Yes, how is it benefiting the ordinary person? Because, you know, that is very important as we discuss the devolution program.
Thank you very much. What they did, they take about 35% from their profits and put it in a separate company, that the community share ownership company. It has a CEO, it has its own structure. And
also composed of people from the grassroots.
Definitely, it's headed by the Chief Zwimba. He is the one who is in charge, but the chiefs, they rotate. But you see, the chief, because he is the custodian of the area. So it's the chief knows who should benefit. So they have projects that are running. They have chicken projects. Right now, they are trying to put up a citrus company. When I talk of the chicken project, that company is owned by the Zwimba Chebutu Share Ownership Trust. So it is, as I said, one of the biggest share ownership trusts that should be copied by all the companies.
Will we see a difference from what your area was like before these share ownership trusts? At this point, I want you to tell us about the changes, you know, the milestones that have come as a result of all these efforts that you have described?
Thank you very much. If you go on the ground, women, there are women who were given a brick molding company. They set it up, they run it up. Then, we have been fighting about importation. There is a company that makes balls, import substitution. So all the balls that are being used by Zimplants, it's a big company. They are manufactured by that company. And that means definitely the machinery is there, the latest tech is there, and they employ the youth again.
From the province?
From the province. It's from the province, for the province. So you cannot have devolution agenda carried out in any other way, the way it's being done at Zimplants, that's Mondoronges. So I say, Zimbabwe, come and see the typical example of a success story of a share ownership trust.
Well, in conclusion, Honorable Minister, you want to address residents of your province as well as Zimbabwe about how you want to continue, driving the devolution agenda in order to fulfill, all the needs of Vision 2030 and NDS1 and NDS2 coming on. Very briefly.
Zimbabwe is open for business. So I say Mashonaland West is open for business. We have some incentives that are tailor-made for each and every investor that comes on. We cannot do it alone. We need you. We have embraced the whole of province approach, whereby we need you, we need him, we need us. So come, Mash West is ripe, is ready. The appetite is there. We are just waiting for you.
That's Honorable Marian Chombo, who is the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, who in a way has been selling the province with regards to devolution, what Mashonaland West Province is doing and how the devolution agenda is also succeeding. If you have any questions and if you like to engage Honorable Chombo and others who come to the program, you can do so by getting in touch with us on the number that is showing on your screen. You can also engage with us about these programs on the social media platforms that again are flashing on your screen. And if you miss such interesting programs like the one we've had, you can actually view them on our YouTube channel, which is Economic Forum Zimbabwe. So on behalf of Honorable Minister Marian Chombo from Mashonaland West, thank you very much for that, from Mashonaland West, as well as the production crew, this is John Masugu wishing you happy viewing.